Journalism is the documentation and coverage of news and information for the public. A successful journalist has the ability to write objectively and is factual, accurate, and truthful. Journalism is still needed in a society like ours, where people feel they have the right to know everything that's happening at all times. Unfortunately, the more traditional forms of journalism, like newsprint, are no longer thriving. Newspapers all over the world are closing, but it's not the end of journalism. Our world is ever-changing, and as a result, we have to learn to adapt to the new circumstances. As our society becomes more and more technologic, journalism has begun to shift into a more advanced form as well. In this digital age, journalists are now combining writing with lots of other aspects of media, including video, audio, and photographs. Even a newspaper as prestigious as the New York Times is struggling to stay afloat. In order to keep their audience, they've begun working closely with a high-tech team of young people who are doing their best to keep the New York Times still alive on the web. They created a type of poll called the word train that allowed readers to choose adjectives to describe their emotions during the most recent presidential election. The word train was constantly changing, just like journalism in the digital age. While forms of journalism have been evolving, so has the role of the public. Now that almost everyone has access to the internet and blogging sites, everyone has begun to self-publish their thoughts and opinions on everything from the newest fashion trend to disasters in third world countries. If we're all some type of journalists, that makes us all the audience as well. Even the most educated and experienced journalists could learn something just by browsing random blogs on the internet, whether it be a new lead or an interesting technique for bettering their work. I think this enriches journalism instead of degrading it. As newspapers slowly and sadly die out, many new outlets for journalists are opening up each day. Social media sites, YouTube, and personal websites are all becoming an increasingly popular way for journalists to get their work out into the world and is giving them bigger audiences than ever could be imagined. Jen Hutton, a fellow journalism student, said, "I think the future of journalism will be geared towards technology, with less of a concentration on print and magazines, and an increased level of alternatives, such as blogs and other social networking sites," and I couldn't agree more.